Hi guys, today I'm answering a common eating question. Will eating late at night make me fat? And that's a good question, and I've got an answer for you, though not exactly what you might be expecting. There's a common piece of advice not to eat after 8 p.m. And the idea is the closer to bedtime you eat, the more likely you are to store those calories as fat. And that's because we typically don't expend much energy after dinner. And that makes intuitive sense, doesn't it? And there seems to be some support for this. Now, you may have heard of the circadian rhythm. That's a 24-hour biological cycle that regulates your body's daily rhythm. So when you eat, when you sleep, when you wake up, the fluctuations in your hormone levels and your metabolism. Well, mice who are fed in opposition to their circadian rhythms, in other words, when they should be sleeping, gain more weight than mice who are fed in sync with their waking hours. And that's the case even if the diets were isocaloric, meaning they contain the same amount of calories. But in human studies, however, this doesn't seem to be the case. Now, in general, as long as you eat the same number of calories every day, then it really shouldn't matter whether you're having dinner at 8 p.m. or at 11 p.m. And usually, that's how we live it. And I would say that for most people, that's good advice, right? It's simple to follow, it makes you careful not to have extra calories, and that's already a huge step towards losing weight. And we can pretty much end this video right here. But I've got a little bit more background information for you, and I think you'll find it useful to help you refine your own decisions. Now first, when we say late night eating, we don't always mean the same thing. Now, for many people, late night eating doesn't just mean having dinner later. It means having an extra meal between dinner and bedtime. So that adds to your total calories. And if that's your definition of late night eating, then yes, you will gain weight. Now second, research has shown that when people eat later at night, they tend to take in more calories even if it's just dinner and not an extra meal. And that's because when we eat later at night, we often make poorer food choices. You know, when you're tired at night and you're too lacking in energy to prepare a healthy meal and most of the shops are closed, often what's available is sugary processed junk food, which is higher in calories. Now, research also shows that eating earlier in the day leads to certain hormonal changes that tend to make you feel fuller. Now, thirdly, when your eating doesn't match your circadian rhythm, you tend to create certain changes that might lead to insulin resistance, which in turn can lead to weight gain and even diabetes. Now, furthermore, at night when your blood pressure is supposed to be in a relaxation mode, when you eat late at night, that doesn't happen naturally. In fact, it elevates your blood pressure. So it puts you in an alert state at the time when you should be winding down. And that disrupts your sleep pattern and further leads to other changes that encourage your body to put on weight. And that's not healthy. Now fourth, if you're working late at night, you tend to feel hungry, so it's very common to have a snack here and there. And when that adds to your total calories, you know what happens next. You gain weight. And finally, fifthly, right, there are certain genetic factors that impact how we respond to different things, including late night feeding. Now, some people can eat whatever they want as long as their total calories remain the same. It doesn't matter when they eat. And so when these people eat the same number of calories from day to day, but sometimes they eat a later meal, it doesn't affect them much. Now, for other people, sadly, including myself, we don't handle those late night calories too well, and we will tend to put on weight if we eat too late in the day. So what happens if you're one of these? and you don't want to go to bed starving. Well, the answer for most people I've worked with is having a nutrient-dense snack ready. Now that means a snack that is high in nutritional value but low in calories. So what are some examples? Well, you can have carrot sticks with hummus. You can have apple slices with peanut butter. Now I know that sounds pretty strange, but it's surprisingly tasty. And then you can have air-popped popcorn. Oh, try saying that 3 times fast in a row, together with flavored protein powder. And you can also have cottage cheese together with nuts or cherry tomatoes. Right now, my personal favorite is this olive and chive flavored cottage cheese together with almonds. They pair surprisingly well together. Now notice that these all contain protein, and with good reason. First, if you're exercising, late night protein can increase your muscle protein synthesis, which means better muscle repair and muscle growth. Secondly, protein increases the caloric cost of digestion, right? What we call the thermic effect of food. In other words, your body uses more calories to digest protein than other macronutrients like carbs and fat. So imagine, right? You're actually using up calories as you're digesting that protein. And thirdly, protein has been shown to increase the levels of hunger-reducing hormones, things like peptide YY and CCK, while at the same time reducing hunger-inducing ones, such as ghrelin, so you feel fuller. So here are your takeaways. First, try to have regularly timed meals throughout the day, and try to have your last meal earlier in the day rather than later. Secondly, if you have to have irregular meal times, maybe because of work or other commitments, then aim to keep your total calories a day the same. Right? In other words, we're talking about redistribution of meals and calories instead of adding an extra meal between dinner and bedtime. In other words, supper. Sorry guys, most of those suppers will have to go. Now third, if you do get hungry often at night, then prepare some nutrient-dense options available, right? Such as we talked about before. And you have to prep this in advance because you know that when you're hungry, you're not going to be doing too much thinking here and you don't want to be expending too much effort. You just want to grab and go. So have some of these prepped beforehand. 4. Make sure to exercise regularly if you aren't already. Right now, exercise will help you to regulate your insulin levels, it will help you burn some calories, and it's got plenty of health-related benefits such as reducing the risk of various diseases, and that's independent of weight loss. And fifth and very importantly, hit that like button. That's been shown to burn some calories. And if you want to burn even more calories, reach out and also hit that notifications button, right? Then you'll know when I have more tips like this for you in the future. Now, I want to end off by saying that the research on this is coming out all the time, right? With new studies either supporting or refuting what came before, right? That's just the nature of things. But so far, this approach has worked very well for my coaching clients, my loved ones, and myself. And I think it's a good starting point. Now, I also have another video which shares with you the 5 secrets of nutrition and will help you set a very solid foundation. So please go check that out. And of course, before you make any changes to your diet, do check with your doctor or a registered dietitian, especially if you already have some kind of chronic disease like diabetes or other metabolic problems. So I'll see you very soon. In the meantime, please keep positive, keep healthy, and take care, guys.